Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Making 3. And today I'm going to be giving you part 2 of What If Naruto Was Created from the God Tree. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, remember to go ahead and check out Anime Making 2. I post a brand new episode of What If Naruto was created from natural energy over there. So go over there and enjoy that guys. And remember if you're new, yes, I did have 3 channels, Anime King 2 and Making 3, which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So yeah, stay in tune for the restoratives coming your way over Anime King. Links will be down in the description, so go ahead and check them out and turn on that bell. Notifications stay posted. So without further ado, what do you say we begin this new episode start? The intro. So the last spot we left off, the Shinju, otherwise known as the God Tree, the Jobi, the Tank Tail, it had many names. The beast was known to be something of unparalleled power, the progenitor of the world, the god of shinobis, the literal god. Hagoromo Osusuke fought the beast. When it lost, it spread many of itself around the world. Many spores that grew. Hagoromo had cut them down in his time of travels. But there was a lot of them. His sons, he had sent them to eliminate a few of them that were harming a nearby village. But unknown to him or anyone else, one survived, one sapling that lay dormant. It did not affect the area, so it was not sensed by the sage. And for 1,000 years it lay dormant, as it was in the backyard of none other than Mito Uzumaki, who was residing in Konoha at the point. Someone that came from Ozu to take her place as a new Jinchuriki of the 9 Tails, and that was Kushina Uzumaki. She wasn't having a good time growing up, and she always hid under this tree and cried. The tree always seemed to just comfort her in a strange way, she didn't know why. It was just a feeling of pure calm, so she became friends with the tree. Yes, it might sound strange and ridiculous, but she didn't have anyone else to talk to. As she grew up, she remained friends with the tree, who she later named Naruto in the future, when she had read from Jiraiya's book. She told Tree Naruto everything about her life. Sometimes she pretended like he was also talking to her as well, and he was cheering her on and told her to do good things. As one day her hand got cut, and a few drops of her blood went down in the tree, she told him that he didn't need to apologize, it was fine. As she was pregnant, she realized that she has been using Tree Naruto as a practice for her baby that she was about to have, as she could wait till he meet her. Even though she was with Minato and she had a lot of friends by now, she still maintained a relationship with Tree Naruto. But that night something dreadful happened. The beast was set free on Konoha. Chaos reigned over the village, as Kushina was attacked and taken away by the masked man. The beast attacked as Kushina and Minato, in the efforts of fighting it back, they were going to seal it near newborn baby, Mito Uzumaki. But, as Kushina coughed up some blood as she was on the ground, tired and exhausted, the tree reacted to her blood, as it had roots all over Konoha. All of the entire land of fire, it was wide. The tree started to tremble, shaking the land of fire, as the roots started to coil and disintegrate slowly, forming something in the center as it broke out. It was a child. He looked to be 6 or 7 years old, long red hair and clear blue eyes. He vanished. Harrison was caught off guard and he saw the child appear beside him. But the thing that happened that surprised him was Naruto literally absorbing the chakra from the barrier that Minato had placed up. Harrison and others moved. They weren't fast enough as Minato got impaled. Kushina was about to get impaled as well, but Naruto pushed her to the side by using a root from the ground, as he blocked the claw that actually stabbed him in his stomach as well. Barely though. Minato was confused by the whole ordeal, but he went through the hand signs as he knew that he was about to die very soon, taking half of the beast and sealing half in his newborn daughter. As Kushina ended passing out from exhaustion, as Harrison came by along with the Anvus, to keep things calm, Harrison kept them calm. As he brought them all to the hospital, he had to calm Naruto down several times. When Mikoto came by with her two children, baby Sasuke and Itachi, who was around the same age as Naruto, she was surprised. As Naruto spoke to her because he heard from Kushina about her, she was Kushina's best friend. When Kushina woke up, Naruto explained who he was, and that caught them all off guard as they didn't understand. How was it even possible? Harrison had his Anvus checked and he was right, the tree. The bark was ripped open and seemed like something had exit, as Harrison went to examine himself. As none of this really made any sense after all. He came from a tree. Was that even possible? But Harrison was seeing it with his own eyes. If he was not, he wouldn't have believed it, but here it was, living proof. But how was this even possible, he did not know. But for now, they were going to go with that. As Naruto stayed with Kushina, she was sad, incredibly so, but he was there with her. After all, she just lost Minato. He had helped her a lot growing up. It seems like he was always there listening to her problems. Now she wanted to help him, as he was like a little kid, and she wanted to adopt him into her home. And she just trusted him 100%. It was the same warm feeling she got all those years ago when she was a kid, being comforted by him. And now it was her turn to help him. Danzo came by to say his condolences, but Naruto ended up throwing the chair, almost hitting the man, as he told him to get out. Not knowing who the child was, and seeing the situation getting riled up, Danzo decided to leave, as Kushina told him to calm down. It seems that Naruto was a good sensor and he could sense that Danzo was not a good person at all. So yeah guys, it's basically that's what I thought. You guys can switch across the bleach for yourself. So it's being this new episode. We begin this new episode at Konoha. It's been a few months since the whole attack. The village is still in disarray. It's being repaired, as it had suffered a lot of casualties in the attack. But it's being repaired. A lot has happened in the past few months. For one thing, Kushina has been on constant care. Seeing that without the mind of the beast, the chakra remaining inside Kushina was spreading like crazy. It was poisonous. Medics had been on non-stop care for her, trying to get rid of the chakra. But it was Naruto that did it. He did something that shocked everyone. He had simply touched her stomach, and all of the corroded chakra that left inside her had been dissolved. Unknown to them, he had absorbed it all. He didn't know what he did, as he was not sure. Beyond remembering what happened, after meeting Kushina he could not. Everything seemed so foggy. But there was always something in the far distance of his memory that was trying to force him to remember, but he could not. He always heard a terrifying roar, but he wasn't sure what it was. But throughout the couple of months, Kushina had brought him home. Given that he was not really normal, they had to come up with a cover story. He was a Uzumaki. His parents did not die in the attack on Ozu, they survived. But they passed away recently. He had no one. When he remembered the alliance between Konoha and Ozu, so he came to Konoha, and Kushina adopted him into her home. After all, he was a Uzumaki just like her. That was the story that you were going with. As for Mito, Harrison was rather pissed off because somehow the information that she contained the beast was leaked to the public. He was the one that leaked it. The council members that were there that he was informed about the event. After a few days, the information was leaked, and the envoys had reported back to him. The village was angry. They were most likely scared that this attack will happen again, and most of that scared turned into hate, and it turned into hate towards Mito. Harrison knew that he had to do something. For one thing, Kushna wasn't someone to really play around with after all. When it came towards her child, she would become the devil itself, to slaughter everyone that dare cause her child any harm. After all, she wasn't known as the Red Death of Konoha for nothing. So he had to come up with something unless these people did something to provoke her and her child, and bodies started to drop in the streets. Kushina was already sad at the loss of Minato, but Naruto was there, as she enjoyed teaching him new things. Well, normal things, but he did not know them. Words and about life. As he was like her little son, he knew everything about her. It was her time to take care of him after all he did take care of her in the past. So that is how it went for a couple of months. There's been a lot of negativity growing in the villagers. Harrison wanted to prevent anything from happening, so he thought about telling the village that Mito was actually Minato's daughter, a legacy that he left behind. That would be one way of stopping negativity, that Minato would entrust to them to protect his daughter, as she'd keep the beasts at bay to protect them all. Minato was respected and loved by almost every single one in the village, so that would be a good way. He knew that not everyone would be okay with it at first, but he had to find a way, as the village was getting antsy and angry as well. He had already had his envoy on the search to find out who was the one that leaked this information, and when he do, that person, well, they were going to regret it big time. He already had a few suspects in his mind, one of them, the main one, being Danzo. But what did the man get out of this? He did not know. Was he trying to isolate Kushina and her daughter? Perhaps. But Harrison would never let him touch them. But he was not the one that Danzo should worry about, it was Naruto. Naruto had already shown that he didn't want Danzo anywhere near any of them, by almost hitting him with a chair and Dex. Harrison was right though. He had to inform the populace about Minato being the father of Mito because an incident almost happened. Flashback. As Naruto was sitting on the roof, it was currently nighttime as Kushina and Mito was sleeping peacefully. He did not sleep much. He wasn't sure that he had a reason to sleep, but sometimes his body just seemed to be able to shut down. Perhaps he was the one that did it, but he wasn't sure. Kushina had taught him a lot, but there were still a few things that he did not understand. Although she did teach him a lot, how to act more human. After all, from what he could tell from his memories, he was a tree. Beyond that, he did not know. It all felt so confusing. But for now, he would just choose to block out those memories beyond that. On those who were in the yard, as they were there to protect. As Naruto felt when they changed shift, he did not mind them as he looked up towards the moon. Something about it. He wasn't sure, but there was this feeling he got just by looking at the moon. He wasn't sure. It just felt off. That is when he felt them. He watched as the envoys down below move towards the gate. As Naruto felt several individuals, they were coming towards the manor. He calmly jumped off the roof and landed on his feet, as he calmly made his way towards the gate where the envoys were, insisting that these people go back. We're here to finally get rid of the demon. We won't allow it to destroy the village, like what it did. These people were caught up in their feelings, not realizing that they were here to harm a child. As Naruto was confused. Demon. He did not know who they were talking about. He sat there and watched the envoys. The envoys were easily able to dispatch all of these people, but they didn't want to kill them. Their orders were to protect Mito and Kushina, and they wouldn't allow them to get in until the people started branding weapons. Bring us Mito Uzumaki. That demon must die. Pretend to be a child, we're here to get rid of it. Falcon heard something as he turned, only to see the red-headed child beside him. He was a strange Uzumaki. He didn't sleep much. He just preferred to come here and watch the moon. But how did he get beside him? He did not even sense him. As Naruto stood there, leave, he said to all of them. As the people paused, his word just seemed to carry a lot of strength behind it. They looked towards him before ignoring him. Bring us the demon, they shouted as they started to raise their weapons. Realized that their commotion might wake Kushina and Mito from her sleep. Naruto raised his hand as the ground broke open. The Anvus had to move fast as they sliced the wind vines that came out of the ground. Instantly sliced them down to pieces so they would not impale all the people. As Bear flashed in front of Naruto, "Stop this," he said. "Do not kill them." Bear was surprised. Wood style. He thought only Hoshirama Senju possessed that ability. Naruto lowered his hand, then made them leave. "Or I will kill them all," said Naruto. The people, now scared out of their mind, decided to back away. In the flashback, Harrison had revealed to the populace that Mito was the daughter of their hero, Minato. His legacy left behind. Many of their minds had changed, as the ones that tried to kill her had felt regret, some of them though. Some of them mind did not change, as they still believe that she was the demon despite after all the evidence that they heard. Harrison asked them if they did not trust their Hokage. They knew that Minato would never allow them to be in danger, after all he did sacrifice his life for them. So they should trust in the seal that he created. So many of them felt remorse for all the hatred thoughts that they were thinking towards a child, as they started to realize it was a child. And now they knew that the Red Death of Konoha was the widow of Minato. And that stopped any further attacks. After all, Kushina was not someone to be trifled with. A lot knew about her nickname, the Red Death. She was a dangerous individual, but that still didn't mean everyone was now in love with the child. A few still saw Mito was a demon. Some of the more hard, stuck-up civilians still angered at the loss of the people that they love. A lot of them were. But they did not attack the child. But some of them believed that Mito would be their hope, becoming a savior just like her father. And here we were, as Kushina was standing right at the door. In the backyard was none other than Jiraiya, who had been told by Harrison who exactly Naruto was. Jiraiya did not believe it. Harrison had tested Naruto blood. It turns out that Kushina DNA was actually in his system, as Kushina had been reminded of the time that her hand was cut and went down to the bark. Perhaps that was the reason that created him like this. So he was basically her family then. So she had all rights to claim him as her son. But to others, he would be known as her cousin. Jiraiya, on the other hand, knew the truth. But the strange thing about it was, he didn't have any chakra coils. It didn't make sense. Harrison had saw him use Mokidan, but when he brought him to be tested, there was no chakra coils in his system. None of that made any sense, as they didn't know how to explain it. Jiraiya had been mourning for a student, but he had been here as much as he could for Kushina and the cute little baby Mito. And now he was here with Naruto, as Naruto was standing in the field looking at the white-haired man. "Alright, do it," said Jiraiya. Naruto kneeled down before he placed 2 fingers on the ground. As he slowly concentrated, the ground started to crack as a small flower emerged. That flower started to grow and grew and grew until it was about a tree Naruto's height. Jiraiya was astonished. Yes, that was a Mokidan, alright. As Jiraiya walked around Naruto examining him, Kushina on the other hand did not understand. How could he not possess chakra coils? He was using ninjutsu. Well, he didn't use any hand signs, so she was not sure. Mito was right next to her, in a rollable crib, as the baby was wide awake, as she was just staring over where Naruto and Jiraiya were. Jiraiya examined Naruto as he stopped. "I'm not sure," he said. "It doesn't make sense. You don't have any chakra coils, but you are using a form of ninjutsu, especially to create Mokidan. Do you have any idea what is going on, kid?" As Naruto looked towards his hands, "Could it be that because I'm a tree, I can control trees?" "You know, I believe that is the case," said Jiraiya, "because I can't find any other reason for you to be able to control, well, trees, if it's not a form of ninjutsu." "You know what? I have an idea," said Jiraiya. "I want you to try and mimic what I'm going to do." As he stood still, Jiraiya stood there until a blue glow started to gather around his body, as Naruto watched as it shimmered around him, before Jiraiya held out his arm as the blue glue started to form in his palms, until he started to rotate it into a small ball that was glowing brightly. I am pushing my chakra down to my hands right now, and spreading it through my whole body, said Jiraiya. As he spread the chakra, it washed over Naruto and washed over the ground. Do you think you can produce an engine like that, kid? Asked Jiraiya. As Naruto closed his eyes, the memories started to flood back. He didn't know what it was, but there was a beast. Something roaring off in the distance. He felt the powerful shockwave. He felt the energy. He saw lightning. He saw tornadoes. Everything that Kushina taught him, he was seeing many of it. A white bright light. He wasn't sure what it was, but perhaps this was what the man wanted. Jiraiya felt something off. The ground started to tremble, and he saw Naruto's body start to glow white. Before, he pushed his arms out and screamed. That caught Jiraiya off guard a bit. But what followed next was something that shocked Jiraiya. The whole area exploded with a massive surge of power. Kushina, seeing the onslaught of power, grabbed baby Mito as she turned her back as chains exploded from her back and created a massive construct in front of them to shield them from this onslaught. Jiraiya, who was blown back despite jumping away, saw as miniature tornadoes form as Naruto kept on screaming. Electricity of white light that surrounded him like a ball. Stop, Naruto! Jiraiya shouted, closing his mouth. After hearing the man, Naruto stopped as the engine subsided. As he dropped his hands to his side, as Naruto looked around, his eyes went towards the construct of chains before he rushed over in a second. Jiraiya shocked by his speed as Naruto approached it. The chains dissolved. As Naruto stepped forward, I didn't mean to. As Kushina turned towards him, as she was holding on to the baby in her arms, she saw Naruto breathing heavily. As he ran off. Naruto, wait, she said. But he already ran off. Jiraiya came walking over. That was intense, he said. As she looked down towards Mito and checked her over several times before, she handed the baby to Jiraiya. Watch her. I'll be right back, she said as she rushed off. The baby started to giggle as Jiraiya looked down towards her, as he made a silly face as she giggled some more. Well, it seems like it's just me and you, he said. But that boy, he's something else, isn't he, said Jiraiya, as he looked towards the destroyed platform. The envoys already there. It's alright, said Jiraiya as he saw them checking the area. That kid was surely something. Meanwhile, as Kushina made her way, she was also a sensor. It was almost impossible to find Naruto sometimes, but she had a lock on him. She didn't know why. Perhaps it was the same feeling that she got growing up, but it was the same exact feeling whenever she was near him. He had moved fast and he had made his way towards training ground 2 that was really close to their house. As she found him, it was a rocky outplot. He was currently under a giant boulder. There was 2 other boulders holding the giant boulder up, and he was currently inside of a small makeshift cave. As she crawled inside, his back was turned to her. She sat down beside him. You know I'm not gonna leave, right, until you come out. As Naruto turned towards her, she saw his face. Tears. She wasn't sure if they were tears because they were red. As she sniffed, it was not blood, but there was red liquid dripping from his eyes. I hurt you, said Naruto. I didn't mean to. It just... As she pulled him into a hug, confusing him. Before, she pulled back and gave him a smile. Why? I hurt you. Why are you hugging me? Naruto, we're family, she said. And you didn't hurt me. Come on, I'm fine, she said as she gave him a smile. I know you don't understand much yet, which I will teach you all of very soon. But, family, don't just give up on one another that easily. And you're my family. I know that it was an accident. Just don't do that again so close to the house, okay? And everything will be fine. Now come on. And next time, don't just run off like that. You got me all worried. I've told you this before. I'm not gonna abandon you. Youth, listen to me. Watch over me while growing up. It's my turn to do the same for you. And with all the help you've been over the past couple of months for Mito. As she pulled him into a one-arm hug. Your family, and never forget that. His face crinkled up into that strange thing once again. Oh, she told him that it was a smile. As he wiped his tears. Come on, she said, as she brought him back. Once they came back, they heard giggling. As they saw Jerry making stupid face towards Mito. Kushina came over with a smile. You like that, don't you? As she stuck with her tongue, making Mito smile once more. As Naruto came back. Everything was alright, kid, said Jiraiya. You didn't have to run away. No one got hurt. But we're just not gonna do anything else so close to the house next time. But I think I have an idea of what exactly is going on. You do, said Kushina. Yeah, I think I know why he's not really having a chakra network and still using an ability like this. What's going on, she asks. Well, to put it straight, Jerry walked over as he picked up a leaf from the ground. As he held it up, what's that? Naruto's entire body is made up of chakra. What? Yeah, I'm not sure how this is possible. Well, then again, I'm not sure how it's even possible after all, from what I've been told. But with a strange anomaly of him being here, it seems like he was made from pure chakra. A bit of your DNA and some chakra. I'm not sure where that chakra came from because, as you just witnessed, that was destructive. I have never seen something like that before, said Jiraiya. As Naruto simply screamed and the amount of power that came out was staggering. And Jiraiya was sure that that was not the kid's limit. And not to mention, Jiraiya poked him as Naruto looked at him, just testing something. Yeah, you're actually here, said Jiraiya. It didn't make sense that he was made out of chakra though, as something like that does not really seem possible. Time skip. As Mikato had came over, along with Itachi and Sasuke. As Itachi had made his way out to the backyard, where Naruto was. She had placed Sasuke down in the same crib along with Mito. The two babies seemed to just stare at one another as they looked each other over. Before they started the fight, the two mothers had to separate them. They then cried. As they put them back down, they stopped fighting instead. They just looked at each other curiously. Well, that's weird, said Mikato, as she turned to see Itachi approaching Naruto. I'm glad that you brought Itachi over, said Kushina. I want Naruto to have some friends his own age. How old do you think he is? Said Mikato. 6 years old. I have signed him up as a citizen already. Along with his birthday being October 10th after all. That was the day that he was born. But how do you know that he's actually 6 years old? Said Mikato. That's a fitting age for him, said Kushina. Well, I guess. So how have things been going? Well, they've been going fine so far. I've been teaching Naruto everything that I could. He doesn't understand certain lingos or certain way of speaking. So I'm glad that Itachi is now here, so that he can have a friend his own age to understand a few more things about himself. Well, Itachi is not like other kids and you know that, right? Said Mikato. Well, yes, but Naruto isn't like other kids either. Yeah, I suppose you're right there, said Mikato, as she glanced towards the boys outside. As Itachi approached Naruto, his mother had told him what exactly Naruto was. Itachi did not discriminate or anything like that, but he was just curious. Some of it did not really make sense. Itachi and Mikato was the only one knew, besides Jiraiya. Everyone else thought that he was a family member of Kushina. Not even Fukaku knew, as they did not tell him. Reasons, well, unknown. I know that you're there, said Naruto, as he was currently admiring a flower that he was looking on the ground. Itachi came over as he stood and looked down towards Naruto. "What are you doing?" he said. "Standing on the grass, looking at this flower," said Naruto. His mother had told him that Naruto was too literal, judging from her brief encounters with him. Itachi stooped down as well. "What do you find interesting in this flower?" As Naruto tilted his head, "Its roots. They're so small, but soon they will be big and spread around the backyard." "Does it remind you of what you were?" asked Itachi. As Naruto turned towards him, "Yes and no. I'm not sure. It's, what is the word? Complicated, yes. You understand what that means, correct?" Itachi nodded. "So it's complicated," said Naruto, before he turned back towards the flower. "But I can help it." "Help it? How so?" "Like this." As Naruto held onto the flower, the next thing Itachi knew, it started to sprout up. So quickly, in fact, as it grew and grew, until it towered over the both of them. Itachi quirked the eyebrow. "It seems like you have a master over Mokidan." "Mokidan? That is the ability that the man on the mountain possessed, right?" "Man on the mountain?" Itachi said. "Yes, the face on the platform." "Oh, you mean the Hokage's monument?" "Yes, the first Hokage." "So you know what that is?" "Yes. The man with the white hair told me about it." "The man with the white hair?" "The Sanin," said Naruto. "Oh, Jiraiya. So you've spoken to him?" "Yes," said Naruto. "He taught me a lot, but not very much as well." "What do you mean?" "Well, I don't have a chakra network." "You don't? And how are you doing this?" Itachi asks. "It turns out that my body is made up of chakra, but somehow I'm able to control it, solidify it." "Well, that is what he says." "So, you mean you can break down into chakra?" said Itachi. "I don't know what you mean." "I mean, if I place a sealing tag on you, would you break into chakra?" "I'm not sure what a sealing tag is, and I don't know what you mean," said Naruto. "But I am solid, as you can see." As he poked himself, he grabbed Itachi's hand and used it to poke himself. "Do you see?" "Yes," said Itachi. "You're quite solid." "So what does it mean to be made up of chakra?" Itachi asks. "I'm not entirely sure, but I was probably created from it as a whole. That's all I know right now." "Do you want to be my friend?" said Naruto. "Your friend?" "Yes. Kushina told me that I need friends my own age, and you seem to be my age, if I'm correct." "Yes, we're about the same age," Itachi said. "So you want to be my friend?" Naruto asks. "I don't see a problem in that," Itachi said. "Besides, I find you curious." "You do?" said Naruto. "Well, it's not every day you find someone created from a tree. You're a rather special individual." "That I've been told," said Naruto. As Naruto stared at Itachi, he just looked at him. Itachi narrowed his eyes back. "What is it?" As Naruto moved forward and hugged him, Itachi was confused. "What are you doing?" he said. "Is this not what friends do?" "Well, yes, they hug, but not in all situations," Itachi said. "There at least need to be a reason." "A reason? Like what?" "Like a celebration, or something like that." "Well then, we're celebrating that I created a tree," said Naruto. "Is that good of a reason?" "Well, I suppose," Itachi said. "You know more than I do," said Naruto. "Teach me what it means to be a friend." "I'll try my best," said Itachi. "But I'm not really that social." "Why not?" "Most kids our age do not really get me," Itachi said. "I don't understand what you mean." "Well, let's just say they're more childish than I am." "But you are a child as well, are you not?" "Or have I mistaken?" said Naruto. "No, I am a child, but I'm more grown up. I've seen what this world contains, and understand it more than other people." "So how do you see me?" said Naruto. "Well, you're confused," Itachi said, "because you don't know certain things. But I'm sure when you do, you will still be a logical person to hang out with. You're calm, collected, a good friend." Well, that is good then, said Naruto. Can you tell me something, friend? What is it? Itachi said. What's a Uchiha? An Uchiha? That's my last name. It's our clan. A clan, said Naruto. Oh, I've been told about that. A group of people that are from the same bloodline, correct? More or less, said Itachi. Where did you hear about it? From around the village, said Naruto. People are talking about your clan. Some of them speak of it angrily. Yes. Certain people don't get along with my clan that much. Why not, said Naruto. Because of certain issues, Itachi said. In the past. But nothing for you to worry about. Okay then, said Naruto. Back in the house. So, are you gonna let him join the academy? Asked Mikoto. I'm not really sure, said Kushina. I mean, it would help him in the long run. After all, they would teach him a lot there. But Naruto is different. He's a lot stronger than most people there. Perhaps all of them, even though he's so small. And I don't want him accidentally lashing out because of certain, well, unjust reasons, and end up hurting, or even worse, killing someone. Well, he listened to you, does he not? Just tell him to keep himself in check, and do not release any of that power that he has inside of him. But I'm sure that the academy would be good for him in the long run, as long as he doesn't lash out. That's what I'm worried about, said Kushina as she watched him. As she saw him and Itachi talking, well, they seemed to be getting along. Yes, they are, said Mikoto. They turned their head when they heard squealing as the two babies started to fight once again, as he had to separate them. Time skip. You want me to leave you, said Naruto. No, you're not going to leave forever, said Kushina. It's the Ninja Academy. Itachi told me about this. He did? Yes. He's currently attending it. He told me that it was his first year, that he just started it. And I want you to go, said Kushina, to make some more friends. But I already have Itachi. You can have more than one friends. I can, said Naruto. Of course you can, she said. You can have as much friends as you want. And it's not like you're gonna leave forever. You're gonna be coming back after the academy is over. But they're gonna teach you there a lot. But we need to go over a few things before you go. That is if you want to go. Itachi told me that the academy will train me to become a ninja. A ninja is a person that fight for their people that they care about. And protect the village as well. Well, why should I protect the village, said Naruto. Well, Naruto, the village is now your home. Yes, I understand that, but I just want to protect you and Mito. And maybe Itachi and Mikoto as well. But Itachi said that he's strong enough. And you will even be stronger sooner. Well, Naruto, if you want to go to the academy, you can turn into a ninja. Or you can use the academy teaching to turn into something else. It is up to you. But if I become a ninja, I will be able to protect you more. Is that correct? Yes, said Kushina. But I'm here to protect you, you know that, right? Yes, I do, said Naruto. But I still want to protect you. Is that wrong? No, it's not. But I want you to make friends your own age. And enjoy life. You were there for me when I was younger. Always listen to my problems now. I want you to have more friends. And enjoy being a kid. Trust me, there's a lot out there for you to know. To fall in love, meet people. Fall in love? You mean what you and Minato had? Kushina smiled a fond smile, yes. But it's not time for that yet, you're still just a kid. As she folded her arms, and I won't let you be taken away from me so early, she said. But why wouldn't Itachi take me away as a friend, said Naruto. What's different between friend and love? Well, I suppose we'll need to have a talk. About what falling in love and meeting someone that you care about romantically means different from meeting a friend. Come on, sit down, she said, as he sat down beside her. They spoke for about 5 hours, because Naruto was not understanding the concept. But at the end of it, she believed that he had a good grasp. She did not give him the talk about sex because he was not ready for anything like that. She just had to explain to him what was different between having romantic feelings for someone and having a friend. And she think that he understood now. She also told him about the Will of Fire, and she told him that he will understand more if he go to the academy, and it was up to him. She was quite alright in letting him stay at home and meet new friends at parks or with any of the other ninja families. He didn't have to go to the academy or even become a ninja. But he was strong, ridiculously so. And she knew that he would be a prominent ninja if he chose to become one. Will Mito become a ninja? Naruto asks. Do you remember what I told you about her being a Jinjulke? Yes, the Nine Tails is still inside for her, said Naruto. Because of that fact, they would want her to become a ninja to protect the village. Why? Said Naruto. It wasn't her fault that Nine Tails was put inside for her. Yeah, I know that. But that is just the way the village is. But if she grew and don't want to become a ninja, I will fight anyone tooth and nail if they want to force her to become something she does not want to do. I will help you as well, said Naruto. I know you will, she said with a smile. But I have a feeling that Mito would want to become a ninja. It's in her blood. Me and her father. So we'll just have to wait. Okay then, said Naruto. I'll do it. You want to go to the academy? Yes, said Naruto. I'll make friends and make you proud. Yes, so while that makes me proud, Naruto, I want you to make friends for yourself. Friends that you can rely on. Friends that you can trust. That will be there for you. Do you understand? She said. As he nodded once more. You're like my little blank slate. And just make you so much more cuter. But because of your good looks as well, the girls in the class are gonna be fussing all over you. And I don't need you thinking and worrying about those things right now, especially at your young age. But we'll have to get you some new outfits, she said. And also, do not take your clothing off at school. As Naruto had this habit of whenever his clothing felt uncomfortable, he just removed it. He did this several times in the shopping district when she was buying him clothing. He just got naked right in front of everyone. He did not really care. Well, she supposed that he would not. Time skip. Okay, class. The sensei of the class, Irumi Sensei, stopped everyone from speaking as he stepped in. We have a new student joining us late. From now on, he will be a part of the class. Itachi narrowed his gaze as he wondered, was this Naruto? As he waited, you may come in now, said Irumi. As the person stepped inside, he was wearing a white t-shirt with the Uzumaki swirl on the front and on the back as well. And he was wearing black shorts that reached down past his knee and black sandals. His hair was tied up in a ponytail so it would not come down into his face. As he went down into his back, two bangs framed the side of his face as he stepped in the class. Irumi looked down towards him. Introduce yourself, he said. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, he said to them. This is Naruto Uzumaki, everyone. From today on, he will be a part of your class. Treat him well. Naruto, why don't you go have a seat, Irumi said. As Naruto made his way up, he saw Itachi. As he stopped, hello Itachi. It seems I will be a part of your class. Yeah, it seems that way, Itachi said. Why don't you sit down, we'll talk after class, okay? As Naruto nodded as he sat down. A girl beside Itachi with red markings on her cheek spoke. Itachi, you know him? Yeah, he's my friend. The girl was surprised. Her name was Hana Inazaka. Itachi didn't really socialize with most people, but this kid was his friend. Many in the office started gossip already as they heard his last name. The announcement had spread around the village before Hiruzen could stop it, so Mito Uzumaki, everyone knew that she had the 9 tails. And not to mention that she was the daughter of Minato Namikaze. So hearing Uzumaki, everyone started to murmur. As Naruto sat down, as he watched as the sensei started to teach. The man was speaking about history. Everything that the man said seemed to implant in Naruto's head. It seems like he had a photographic memory. At lunchtime, Itachi was standing by himself as he waited for Naruto to exit. It took him a while. What took you so long? Itachi asked. I was stopped by a few of the students. They wanted to know if I was related to Mito. What did you tell them? That I was, said Naruto. What did they say? Nothing, said Naruto. As he walked up to Itachi. What are you doing here? Well, I was waiting on you. Sorry for being late. Oh, it's no problem, Itachi said. As he narrowed his eyes at Naruto, I noticed that you didn't jot down anything in the class. Kushina did teach you how to write, correct? Yes, said Naruto. And read as well. So why didn't you write on anything? Well, I don't need to. What do you mean? I don't know if everyone can do this, but my mind processes information a lot different from you. I remember everything that he said in the class. You do? Yes. Itachi asked Naruto a few questions. To his surprise, Naruto answered each and every one of them correctly. So you have a photographic memory? Yes, it seems that way, said Naruto. Although, there are things I can't remember. What do you mean? Before I became who I am, before I met Kushina, there are memories there, but they are painful to pick up on. Painful? Whenever I try to go into it, the roars, the screams. What are you talking about? I'm not sure myself. I told Kushina and she told me not to focus on them. If they will just hurt me, well then don't if they're causing you pain. Itachi, said a voice. As Naruto turned to see a girl, rushing over to Itachi. Itachi stood there as the girl rushed over. Who is that? Said Naruto. Her name is Izumi. She's a part of my clan, Itachi said. As she came over with a smile. I thought I would find you here. She paused. Hello? Who are you? She said. My name is Naruto. You're Izumi, correct? Wait, how do you know my name? Itachi told me. Oh. Well, nice to meet you, Naruto, she said. She held out her hand. As Naruto paused, he looked at the hand. Shake it, Itachi whispered. As Naruto shook her hand, Izumi looked at him as he would not stop. As she pulled her hand away. Huh, you're funny, she said. I am, said Naruto. Yeah. So, you and Itachi friends? Yes. He's my friend, said Naruto. Wow, Itachi. I'm surprised. Considering that you don't usually make friends so quickly. And it's the first time I'm seeing this, Naruto. So you're new to the academy? Yes, said Naruto. I'm surprised even more. Itachi, what has gotten into you? Something has gotten into him? As Naruto turned towards Itachi. She doesn't mean like that. As Izumi chuckled once again. Huh, I like you. Any friend of Itachi is a friend of mine. After all, Itachi is a good judge of character. You're my friend now? Yeah, if you want to be. I will like that, said Naruto. Want to eat lunch together? She asked. You too, Itachi. As Naruto noticed Itachi was holding on to his lunchbox. Oh, said Naruto. It is time that we eat. Then Kushina packed you? Yes, said Naruto. She told me to wait till it was lunchtime. I'll be right back, he says. He made his way back inside. He's a weird one, isn't he? Izumi said. But he's funny. And not to mention nice. He's a good fit for you. As Naruto came back a few moments later, as he had the container in his hand. As he came over to the group. Alright, said Izumi. Let's eat. Time skip. Kushina smiled. As she heard that Naruto met Izumi. She knew the girl. As she met her a few times when she was her own Mikoto. She was a kind girl. Yes, a good friend for him. As Kushina really liked that. Naruto was experienced what it means to have friends. And be a child. As Kushina was really happy about that. As he seemed to be okay going to the academy. She filled him on a couple of few things that he still didn't understand. As there was a long list of things that she needed to go on, but he was getting there as the time went by. Time skip. Come on, I know where he is, said Izumi, as she pulled Naruto along. As she was bringing him to where Itachi was. As he did not see Itachi. They arrived towards a small field at the back of the academy, where they saw a couple of kids. The things that they were saying confused Naruto because they were saying it with anger towards Itachi, but he seemed to be ignoring them. Them again. Who are they? Said Naruto. A few kids that are just jealous of Itachi, just because they're never able to beat him. As Naruto saw one of them picked up a stone, he didn't move. Izumi paused. What the hell? She said, as he was just gone. As Naruto reached in front of the boy, he staggered back, almost falling his butt. Who the hell are you? He said. Do not hurt my friend, said Naruto. I don't know who the hell you are, but if you're friends with him, I guess you're just as stuck up as he is and think that you're better than everyone else. Take this, as he threw his fist forward. His fist punched Naruto right in the face. Naruto's face did not even budge an inch. The others behind him were shocked. The kid slowly moved back his hand. As Naruto touched his face, "You punch me. You mean to hurt me. And you also said bad things about Itachi. Now, I will hurt you." Itachi heard Izumi cried out as he turned as he saw Naruto gripping the boy's arm that was talking badly about him. As Naruto's hand was pulled back, Itachi saw something strange. "Naruto, don't!" he shouted out, as he wasn't sure if Naruto had hurt him, as Naruto's fist started to move forward. But not just only his fist was moving forward. But guys, be instant right here. If you want the next part to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, thank you for the support that's coming your way. But I'm for now, see you guys soon. Peace.